Hello, and welcome to the stream. It's me, Wordy Girl. I'm here finally, and I'm late. Yes, I know I'm late, but I'm here. If my microphone works. Quill's already here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. We are supposed to be doing some sprints and stuff for the month of November, which is a busy writing month for everyone usually. Mike does seem to be working. Glad. Thank you so much for confirming that. You guys are about to be in an ad, though. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. We're gonna probably wait a bit because there is supposed to be a stream going on in my server. And after it is over, which is about to be over, it's horrible that the sprint is supposed to be 25 minutes. And I said at the start of that sprint, I will be going live and then join you guys. And it's about 25 minutes have passed, which means I'm 25 minutes late starting up the stream, unfortunately. But I finally am here, right? After that sprint ends, we will do another sprint and keep up with the clocks here. In the meantime, we'll just chill and chat in the chat. Feel free. I will be replying to some of these things in the chat that I see in my Discord. Okay, let's see. Go ham.
Of course it had to be Stuart.
Hello. welcome to the stream. I got surprised. I was like, wait, when does he say that? It's AJ, of course. Hello, AJ. Welcome in to the stream. Of course it had to be AJ doing that. How are you? Oh my goodness. Hopefully AJ heard that because you guys are in ads. I think AJ did hear it. Let's see. I need to catch up on some things. Quill is in a heist. Let's go. Heist 10. Alright, you guys should be back from the ads soon, and then we will start another sprint. Alright, I think you guys should be back from the ads. If you are back, welcome back. And I think we're going to be doing we could do 25-minute sprints, I guess. That's what we were doing in the server. Alright, 25 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. I am going to see what I'm going to do. So I need to join this sprint. Speaking of joining something, it's the heist, and we successfully completed the heist. Great job. Quill and I accomplished the mission. Great job. Let's go ahead and put it like this so you guys can see the clocks better. And let me see. Oof, I am not doing this correctly. I'm trying to make it where you can see the clocks better. Okay, there we go. Cozy fireplace vibes. And I'm gonna try to do the typing. I was working on a lot of stuff, but some of the stuff was technically not like writing. Katrina's here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm good. How are you, says Katrina? I'm okay. Just, you know. Trying to keep writing, keep going, always. We're just doing some writing sprints right now and trying to get some stuff done with co-working. Thank you for stopping by. Let's see, we have 22 minutes and 9 seconds. What clock? Probably these printers out there. Alright, let's see. I don't even, I don't even know which one of these documents to work on during the sprint. I should probably just finish this. Yes, and I am also a Game of Tomes streamer, so if you are with the Game of Tomes, you can record your words. going with same. Will it be that total? I don't know. Yes, it is. That was the last thing I was working on. Okay. not formatted properly. Anyways, you guys are about to be in another ad. There's so many ads so quickly. But if you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know, exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. I really want to see how this page looks on mobile because I think it's gonna look horrible. Oh no, it does look horrible. Yeah, it looks horrible on mobile, unfortunately. And that's viewing the desktop site. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I'm not gonna worry about it because, you know, yeah, no. Can't really be helped right now. I don't want to spend all that time and attention doing that. I'm just gonna have to leave it alone. wonder if it's gonna look very weird. I need to put something over here, but it's not gonna look right. I don't know. It's weird. We have 3 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Kofi Streambot is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while in life, fun things can happen. Oh, there's no dash. Okay. Not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I'm gonna just leave that alone because goodness gracious, time is up. How did you guys do that sprint? Let me know in the chat. I just did a lot of figuring stuff out, or not really figuring it out. 1693 for me. That's 145 new words for House Louise. everybody. Thank you so much. I'm watching people for stopping by. God bless, not success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way. Always, I appreciate you. And I hope the multitasking goes well. We've got 1 minute and 33 seconds left on the resting clock, so be sure to rest, stretch, hydrate, and all that jazz. We're heading into another 25-minute sprint in a moment. And I just, like, I don't know, I'm looking at this design here and getting confused. Alrighty, 25 minutes on the clock for all you sprinters out there. to delete that. Let's see. I'm going to do this stuff now. Thanks so much, AJ, for making someone sing something. It's about to be time for him to sing Christmas stuff again, which is crazy. I feel like this whole year's flying. And it seems just like I just had the Christmas in July stuff on so you can sing Christmas, and now it's actually about to be December, which is really weird. Okay, I think that this is good. I like to look at things in an incognito window to see how they look to public, not logged in. Thought it was interesting. Guess it's fine. Do just making sure that all the links work. So now they're probably gonna start playing stuff. Ah, it's playing music. Okay. Alright, it works. It works. Good enough. I will check that off of my homework. Wait, there's something else I should put here. I want to put do I have a... I feel like I have a banner. Hey, Gigi is here. Hello, hello, hello. Crackly fire, sounding nice, especially since we don't have one. Yes. Well, I don't have a fireplace, or anything like that, but I do have a candle. And I have this lovely little ambiance of a fireplace crackling. So welcome in. How are you? And hopefully I pronounced your name right. Please let me know if I did not. This is a cozy, tranquil hangout spot. Yes, thank you so much. I'm glad that you enjoy the cozy hangout. How are you? And are you working on anything? Are you writing or doing art or stuff like that? Or are you just hanging out and chilling? Either is great. It's weird that it's not centered. Oh, there it is. It's centered now. I'm at the far side of the world, just winding down before bedtime. Understandable. I'm glad you have a cozy place to wind down before bed. I hope you have a blessed rest, and thanks for stopping by and lurking as you're getting ready for sleep. Zach Man is here. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Michael Bolden. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream, everyone. Gigi says, I think it was Pastor Dustin who dropped me off in your stream at one time. Ooh, really? Wow. Well, welcome in, and thank you so much for joining. I'm glad that you found the stream. Alright, everybody, for the sprints, we do have 8 minutes and 5 seconds left on the sprinting clock, but if you'd like to chat in the chat, feel free to do so. I'm just checking off some of my World Ember homework. So, I just refreshed my author page, and I think it's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Just want to make sure that everything is good. What am I working on? Yes, my World Ember homework. So, if you don't know about World Ember is a world building challenge that goes on in December. And if you'd like to check it out, you can click the link that I've just thrown into the chat. It is by a site called World Anvil. So, if you want to check out World Anvil, there is a command the handsome co-host has put in the chat. If you do sign up with my link, even if you don't get a paid account, then World Anvil will just know that I sent you. But yeah, I am not sponsored by them technically, but I was telling so many people about them that people were like, you should have an affiliate link or something. I'm like, okay. So I have one now technically, but I'm still not sponsored by them or anything. I just love World Anvil because it's a good community and it's a great world building software, and it's just kind of like the hub where I host all of my stuff for my stories and audio dramas and all that jazz. And so that's what I'm working on. World Ember is a challenge that happens every December where people try to write 10,000 words of world building. And to get started for that, to get prepared, they have a homework that you do. So I am looking through the homework that is outlined on that site that I put in the chat. And this year they have a little bingo card, so I can actually show it right here. It's a little bingo card where you get to check off all these little things you do to prepare yourself for World Anvil's World Ember. So yes. That is what I'm trying to do. Yes, I am an author. I am quite a lot of things, but yes, an author is one of the things that I am. Do you write anything? Because yeah, right now we are doing writing sprints, but it's also co-working, so anybody who is working on anything, be it art or writing or whatever, can hang out here while we're just doing some co-working. But even if you're not working on anything, that's fine. You can just hang out for the chill vibes. The chill cozy vibes. The warm cozy vibes. But yes, are you an author or something? Or are you just, are you an artist? What are you? I write Bible lessons, lol. That's the writing. I am a missionary. Wow. Well, that sounds great. But if you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know, exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. I think you guys are about to be in an ad. If you're not, I can continue talking, but if you are, I will wait until after the ads to continue the conversation, because I don't want you to miss anything. Kofi Streambot is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while I'm live, fun things can happen. Alright, I think you guys are back from the ads. If you are back, welcome back. I see that Gigi said no ads. That's nice. Oh, my bad. Yes, there are ads. That's okay. Sometimes it is delayed. That's a wrap on the ads. Okay, I'm glad. Yes, so you're back. I was going to say, yes, that's lovely being a missionary. That's nice. Are you like an abroad missionary, or are you a hometown missionary, or what kind of missionary? I heard you said you're on the other side of the world getting ready for bed, but I'm not sure what the other side of the world is, because it is, it's not the latest for me, but it is evening. I'm assuming that it's probably around midnight for you, maybe? I'm guessing. 37 seconds on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Northern Ireland. Yes. So, did I get it right? Is it like 30 minutes past 12? Or possibly 1? Yes, it is. I knew it! How did I know that? You know why? Because, I mean, well, I do have, some contacts and stuff that are in Europe, but I didn't know that's where you were. I just assumed because you said the other side of the world, so I guess right. Time's up! How did you guys do that sprint? Let us know in the chat. I didn't fully work on my document, but I did do some of the homework, which was the purpose of the whole thing. 6. I still ended up just doing 33 new words, which is great. You're trying to work and I'm just a distraction. No, that's fine. That's what the whole thing is about. It's a stream. So feel free to chat in the chat. I will admit that some past years I was like, especially during World Ember, one time I did not successfully complete my goal for World Ember because I was allowing the chat to distract me. But not just chatting, it was because of weird, crazy redeems that I had and all kinds of other stuff that was going on, and it's a balance to be nice and kind and accommodating to the chat while still trying to get your stuff done. But the thing I always say is, if something happens on stream, it's going to be my fault because I'm the one who made those redeems. I'm the one who has chat where you can chat. If I didn't want you to chat, I would have it emote only or something. So I am talking to my chat because they're here to chat. I did not strip all of the redeems back, but I did take some of them away, and I had some of them that you have to donate to make them come back. And I have recently brought them back, but I have learned from my mistakes because some of them were just so disruptive. So I made some of them cost a bit more, wisps, which obviously it's not real money, but it costs more channel points, so you have to be here for longer to use them. Some things I put cooldowns on because it was way too much. Some things I limited per viewer how many times they can redeem something. So yes, I've learned and grown, I suppose. I can still probably improve because everybody can always still improve. But yeah, don't think you're don't think you're the one that's distracting me. It's fine. If I'm really distracted, I will just, say I've got to go. And I see that somebody has started a sprint in the server already, even though I'm streaming. Sometimes I try to make it where the server sprints are aligned with the stream sprints so that it can be good. At the moment, it's not like that. But if you would like to join our Discord server, feel free to click the link Hands of Co. Let's just put in the chat and you will be able to join us. We are currently in what you call the sprinting nook for autumn camp. So feel free to drop by there, but you will need to have your camper's role to see the channel. Let's see. Are you a published author? Well, technically. I say technically because I am self-published, so some people do not consider that. A lot of people consider trad published authors. But yes, I do a lot of writing. I do audio dramas, and I have some short stories. I have a novel, technically. I am trying to, and really I wanted to get the last part of that novel done this month. I don't know if I will, but I do have technically a full novel out, but I know that there's a third of it missing. And then I have audio dramas, I have short stories, I have subscriptions also, so there's supporters that I have a few supporters that I am very grateful for them. They do get monthly perks from me and stuff like that, short stories, behind the scenes stuff, all that jazz. What genre? Okay, so that's another thing. I technically write in so many different genres, and it's hilarious because it's too much. So what I usually do is just post short stories so that people can get the idea of half of the stuff that I do and think about in my brain, because I probably have enough things to like fill up a library with ideas, but I'm probably never going to do that, so I just show short stories which kind of preview into the worlds that I could write a novel in. What I'm mainly doing right now is my Secret Agent Someone. So as you can see, the stream is kind of themed Secret Agent Someone and stuff like that. It is, and still it's difficult to summarize the genre of Secret Agent Someone. But what I will do, if you !Will-O-Wisp, you will be able to see the hub where all of the stuff is kept. But it's mainly like spies, and it's set in modern day. I call it mild sci-fi because it does have some advanced technology. But it's just basically spies and stuff. But it has drama, it has some romance, it has some action, it has so many things. Some of the things are even could be thriller or horror, because like I do certain ones for certain things. It's hilarious because like I could write any genre in any of the projects that I have almost. AJ says, and it has Stuart! Yeah. AJ loves Stuart so much. I was surprised, but AJ was like, Stuart is my favorite character. I'm like, oh my goodness, really? Anyway, Michael Bolden says, I'm trying to figure out how to make this martial arts tournament thing. I'm usually active in chat. I just don't know if I want it about a different race or the human race. Are you a writer, are you saying? You are a writer who is writing a martial arts tournament and you're trying to figure out what species are competing? Is that what you're asking? I just want to make sure I am getting the question correct. The newborn identity? Not quite. But the thing is, Secret Agent Someone is the main character, which is just the one that I decide to focus on as the main, because That's another thing about me. I have so many characters, and each person could be a main character. I have to force myself to focus on one to be a main character. Someone else would is his name, which is clearly not actually his name. AJ says he's awesome, which AJ's talking about Stuart. Who is this in the chat? I'm sorry, let's see. Karios, or Karios72. Sorry, let me know how to pronounce it. Hello, welcome to the stream. Michael Bolden says, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, great. So you have a martial arts tournament. That's already amazing. I would love to know more information. Is this like on Earth? Is this on a different planet? What kind of species? You said a different race or the human race. Are you talking about like animal species? Or are you talking about D&D style races, like classes and races? Are these like elves? I don't know what to imagine when I imagine this, but it sounds epic, whatever it is. A martial arts tournament. I know some people who love that, my brother included. Anyone is fine. Okay, well, welcome in. How are you? Oh, no. I see. Oopsie doopsies. Let's see. Yeah. This just happened in my Discord server immediately while I was streaming, so I am checking this out really quickly. Let's see. I'm doing okay. I saw your streamer name and had to join. Nice! Oh, great. Do you recognize me from somewhere, or do you recognize the streamer name from a familiar reference, perhaps? Gigi says, is it a stupid question to ask? What is GOT in your tags? That is not a stupid question at all. There are no stupid questions. GOT stands for Game of Tomes, and it is a writing challenge that happens 3 times a year. They have 2 tournaments, Tourney of Tales in spring and summer. And then they have the big, quote-unquote, word war in November. And that is coinciding with what was usually in the writing communities very popularly participated in NaNoWriMo, which recently experienced a lot of drama and then consequently shut down, but people still like to write during the month of November. Karios says, not at all. Word Girl reminded me of the cartoon Word Girl. Yes. And I like stories, so match made. Oh no. Well, see, this is the thing. That is where my name came from, Word Girl the show, and that's why I asked you the question, because I'm like, is this a fellow Word Girl fan? Because I love Word Girl. Word Girl is my favorite show. Word Girl is my favorite superhero, and Word Girl is very similar to myself. So that's why my name is Wordy Girl, because when I was younger and I wanted to have a name online, I tried to do Word Girl, but it couldn't work because the letter I, when I put the letter I between word and girl, then it was usually available, so I'm just Wordy Girl. But that is the origin of the name. You got it spot on. Oh, thank you, but I can specialize in stupid questions. No, like I said, here, there's no stupid questions. Also, Michael Bolden says, it is on Earth very gladiator-style Olympic, most, and I haven't decided on the rules, but humans are most likely what it'll be. I'm not ruling out fantasy elements. Well, what is the overarching story? Is this all just about a tournament, or is there something else going on here? Is this just a basic concept, or do you have more in store? Also, you guys are about to be in an ad. Exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. Hopefully we will start a sprint after the ads are over. Yep, I see that the sprint has concluded, so we can start another sprint. We're gonna do another 25-minute sprint. Alright, let's see. The sprint begins now. Uh, 24:20 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. The ads are currently in progress. If you don't have ads, thank you so much for paying for Twitch Turbo or being subscribed to the channel. Or if you're using ad blockers, I do understand, but I do appreciate when people support the Twitch platform because it is a great place to meet cool creatives and, you know, I just like to support the Twitch platform because they're trying a lot. So even if you're not supporting me directly, paying for Twitch Turbo and stuff like that is also helpful to the platform as a whole. Gigi says, no ads this time. Maybe it takes a while to cross the Atlantic. That's hilarious. Possibly. Let's see. Basic concept, right? Basic concept right now, but I want some kind of rejected ruler arc. Rejected ruler. Do you know, like, the individual characters that are going to be focused on, or is this more of an epic that's, like, encompassing the entire world? Is this, like, focusing on a single person who's trying to win the tournament? Is it, like, who is going to... What is the point of view that we're looking at? And, like, what are the themes of it? Is it going to be, like, a human is competing in a competition, but there's several, like, more powerful species than this human, and the human is going to have to try to overcome despite being a lesser species that may not have magic, may not have tech, may not have power, may not have certain abilities? Or is this going to be like everybody in the tournament is supposed to be equal? We are all the same species, and we all have the same abilities, but we just have to have different skill sets to try to defeat each other. Also, is this tournament, like, for fun? Or is this like a fight to the death tournament? Or is it like a not quite fight to the death, but not quite fun? It's very serious. Some people cheat. Like, is this a dystopian world? I'm sorry, my brain is just like, I really don't know what to imagine, but it sounds cool. Alrighty, that heist went okay, but oh no! Half of the spy team was captured! What are we gonna tell Commander? Wait, who got captured? Karios got captured! Oh no! But AJ and Gigi and me, we all got out safe. Aw, oh, man. We gotta rescue Karios next time. By the way, Karios says, ooh, what about all human, but from different time periods, so different levels of skill, weapon, or tech? That would be interesting. Yeah, that's another interesting thing there. AJ says, Zelda raised his hand. I wasn't captured. Of course you weren't. Y'all save me, says Karios. Yes, we will try. Next heist. I believe there is a cooldown for the heist, though. But yes, that, I kind of want to know more about that. Like, if it is a time travel type of thing, that would be interesting. But also, then I would want to know the story of, like, how are people time traveling? Like, is this a known thing? Or are these people secretly from a different time period? Stuff like that. Gigi says, I'm ready for a search and rescue mission. Yes, me too. We're gonna see what happens soon. Cario says, this is what Mom said about Bad Company. First heist and I got caught. Oh man, yes, this is your first heist. Wow, that's messed up. But don't worry. You'll be fine. We have a 19 at 22 on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Gigi says they fight with the power of their minds. So whatever they imagine merges into reality. Oh my goodness, this is becoming something very, very intriguingly complex as well. It seems that it's now over-encompassing just martial arts. Like, this has become like a... I mean, that could be considered martial arts. Mental martial arts? That would be scary, huh? Actually. But yeah, this is interesting. I would love to know what Michael thinks about these things. Michael's probably typing a long explanation for things. Or maybe Michael left. I don't know, but we have a lot of fun ideas in the chat. Colonel says, quickly jumping on to say hello, have to go to bed soon. I believe Colonel is in the same place where Gigi is. Very close, at least. Somewhere near there. Well, thank you so much for stopping in, Colonel. Always a pleasure. God bless. Much success. Sending prayers, love, and hugs your way. Always, I do appreciate you. And hopefully you get some good rest. Oh, there's Michael. I wanted to be based in reality, but at first it was a guy goes through a portal and yada yada. It's a long story, but I rather it be based in reality. Okay. So when you're saying based in reality, are you meaning modern day regular real life stuff? Because the term based in reality is interpretive, I feel. Gigi says, Colonel is a founder. I salute you. Samarella is here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Sending all the love and hugs. Michael says, so no meta humans or OP people. Okay, so based in reality meaning that the science and existing technology in our current modern day is the basis of the character's ability? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, because like Cario says, modern reality, secret society tournament, or globally, or recognized, I believe, as a sport, but fight to the death. Yeah, we're trying to figure that out. because, yeah, so when you say based in reality, it's still a little bit unclear. So I'm sure you have a better idea of it, but I guess our brains are just running wild. Colonel says poor Woody is going to miss her big friendly fur walk on Thursday. I saw a ping, and it was a ping for everyone. You have in your server where anybody can ping everyone and stuff, and I noticed that happens sometimes. So I'm like, wow, okay. Samarilla says, I have some bad news and some good news. Well, uh-oh. Colonel says, bad news, you ate all the candy. Good news, you brought barbecue instead. Interesting. Sending all the prayers, love, and hugs, Samarella. Feel free to let me know about what the news is. I did message you in Discord, but I don't know if you saw it. Michael says, globally recognized, it was like a democracy by combat. And at first it involved angelic-like beings, but they became super powerful. Oh, wow. Now that changes something as well. So, it is quote-unquote based in reality, but OP people exist, but they aren't allowed to compete. Is that what you're saying? Samarilla says, bad news, I'm sick with mild fever again, and good news is today the third day of me spending without throwing up. Well, I am glad that today is the third day that you have not thrown up. That is lovely, lovely, lovely. So congratulations on that, but so sorry to hear that you are sick with a mild fever. Fevers are not fun. So sending prayers, love, and hugs your way. Always, I do pray that you feel better soon. And yeah. Samarella says, allergic to candy, and I can't eat meat for the same reason. Yes, sending hugs. Michael says, no, at first when I started writing it, there were no people, and it was all about angels. Okay, got it. So you're just deciding to scrap that idea. I mean, well, not scrap, because you're kind of keeping the idea, but you're deciding to hone it a bit. Like you said, pull back the reins. Cario says, okay, so strongest rule in that case, would winning the tournament make them an angelic being or get a wish granted by said being? Explains why we'd fight to death for it. Michael says, I wanted to become too Bible-based. Oh, I don't want it to become too Bible-based? Is that what you're saying? I don't want to alienate people. What does want it even mean? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what what that is. I was trying to read it. I don't know what you were trying to say. But I think I get the gist of what you mean. So if you're saying that it was supposed to be Bible-based, so it's like supposed to be a biblical message in this? Is there supposed to be like a moral of the story at the end? Are the characters supposed to be representing parallel Bible characters? Or is it just like, this is, I'm a Christian, I automatically just gonna have some biblical themes in there because I'm a Christian? Is it like that? Or are you intentionally trying to like take something like David and Goliath and make it where the main character is representing David, and then the tournament is representing Goliath or something like that? So you're saying you want too much Bible symbolism, or you don't want too much? Because I'm still confused. Uh-oh. Samarella says, the only thing my mind thinks when I read wanted is wanting you know what. I can't say it here. Oh no. Well, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but if you can't say it here, it's a variety of things that I can imagine you're thinking. Cario says, or since we're trying not to alienate, are angel beings based on different religions? I think it's a no on the religious term. Michael says, I don't want too much Bible symbolism. Okay, good. Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't see the don't. Alright, so all that being explained. Great. So we have a tournament of regular humans. The angel thing is not oh. Take out the wand part. Oh, okay. Well, I can say it, as that can mean a body part, but it can also mean a bird. There are, birds named that as well. But thank you for explaining. You're in 2 tabs, Michael? No problem. Colonel sends a crying face because of the, allergic to candy and can't eat meat. And Sam says, why are you crying? And Colonel says, the 2 most important food groups. I don't know if I would consider candy a food group, but a lot of people do. Michael says, I have Scrivener open at the same time. Yeah, no problem. Understandable. You are trying to structure your story. Alright, so, with what we have now as humans in a regular world, where the humans are not too overpowered, the angel little thing is not existent here. So, what I'm saying is, are you trying to like do an exact duplicate of a Bible story or something? Or are you just not trying to do that at all anymore? Sam says, well, I'm allergic to a lot of food groups, and my stomach is paralyzed just like my legs. Oh, sending all the love and hugs. I do know you know you're going through a lot, but hopefully you are able to eat something that you enjoy. Cario says, wait, having fun world building. We're trying to get tournament rolls, right? Yes. Yes, we're doing too much world building right now. But I think the thing is our brains just went because if Michael just dropped in and said, okay, I have a martial arts tournament. What species? And we were like, what? So our brains automatically start world building because we didn't have any context. And I think the context is important. Now it's good that we know that these people are not overpowered. They're regular humans. And that should help us to discover the rules of the tournament and what is... And you said that they're fighting to... Like, as a democracy... Did you say? It's not a democracy, but, like... Fighting as a... not democracy. Sorry. What is it called? This, because technically, that's not voting. That is still based on skill and who is competing and who will win. Anyways, you guys are probably about to be in another ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads, let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. Let's do another heist and see if we can save Carios this time. Join the heist, everybody. For those of you who are still sprinting, 7 minutes and 23 seconds on the clock for all you sprinters out there.
Obligatory associate.
Thanks so much for following the channel, Michael Bolden. We got 5 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock for all you sprinters out there. Hey, it looks like we successfully completed the heist this time. We have about 30 seconds left in the ads. So after the ads are over, I will explain to everybody that we won. Yes. Alright, Colonel says, okay, got to say bye-bye to the Wordy and Wordy gang and catch up sometime soon. God bless, much success, Colonel. Sending prayers, love, and joy always. I do appreciate you stopping by. I hope you get some good rest. And I believe we should be back from the ads. If you are back from the ads, welcome back. We have 4 minutes and 56 seconds on the clock for all you sprinters out there. And as I was saying, I wanted to wait until the ads were over to explain we did successfully all complete the mission this time. Congratulations. Excellent teamwork, everybody. Karios was saved out of this raid that we did, this heist that we did. Michael says, I think it would be called meritocracy. Yes, maybe. Woohoo, says Gigi. Yes. Okay. Oh, I've just become a gent, says Gigi. Let's see. Karios does say, basically it's a warrior society where the strong make the rules. Yeah. Please do not mind my butcher of the English language. Typo is my first language, not English. That's fun. That's fine. Gigi says, tournament rule number 1, no fighting. That's funny. It would be a great thing for another tournament. But yes, alright, so if we're just only focusing on the tournament, and we already established this humans, and not another species, and they are fighting for power and control in the government.
Obligatory associate.
Thank you so much, Mark, for following the channel. Much love. So what exactly are you trying to figure out now, Michael? Is it just like... Are you trying to figure out the world building like we were doing, or were our brains just going off somewhere you weren't trying to go? Kario says, so like if you win the tournament, you're the world leader? Yeah, that's what I was trying to ask. Like, I feel like all of our questions automatically diverge back into world building because it's very important to kind of know the rules of the world before we can figure out the rules of the tournament. Because my first question would be like, who set this up? Who set this up where if you win, you rule the world? And who is the current leader? And how do they feel about another person taking their place? Or is it like they're old now and they're retiring, or did something happen to them and now they have to do an emergency tournament to get a new leader? Like, what is happening? And, Kario says most likely the angelic beings set it up. I thought about that, but I think Michael is saying that angelic beings are just deleted from the project because that was like a first draft idea. Because Michael quickly figured out that the angelic beings were too OP. But if the angelic beings still exist in the project, they just don't compete, that makes sense as well. That's what Karios and I were saying earlier. That if the angelic beings still exist, but they just don't compete because they're too OP, it would make sense for them to be controlling other things, or like if that is part of the tournament, when you win, you get a wish granted from them or something, is what Karios was saying. But if they don't exist at all in this current present of the draft, like if that's not a part of the story anymore, I would love to know, like, who set up this tournament? Who is the current leader? Is this the first tournament where this is suddenly the way that the world is going, and we're deciding that this is how it goes, and this is the very first tournament of them all, and whoever wins this will rule the world, because if that's the case, I want to know who made that decision. Cario says maybe the current leader must fight in the tournament to reaffirm their seat as a world leader. They don't have a chance but follow the angelic being system. That would be interesting as well. Gigi says, like, Anakim? I don't know what that is, or if I'm pronouncing it right. Cario says, ooh, what if the angelic beings are the role keepers, so don't take part but act as judge and referee and the like, so no one can cheat. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But like I said, I don't know if Michael is saying the angelic beings don't exist in this draft period whatsoever, in the story basis, in the plot. I don't know. And the time is up for that sprint, and I did nothing, but we chatted, which is great. Okay, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take a break from the sprinting because we're talking too much. But if you guys are still writing, you can still report your words here and stuff for Game of Tomes. Michael says, you all pose good questions, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't lost in the sauce. Oh no! I would love for you to just explain what your original idea was, because I feel like we're going down so many rabbit holes that you were probably like, this is not what I was thinking at all. This is not what I was asking at all. But we don't know about the rest of the story, so we are just, our brains are churning, wondering about the story. But it sounds interesting, like I said, and much success with the writing. But if you need a specific help and a specific point of the story, we should try to listen to exactly what point of the story you're trying to get help with, so that we can know to like leave everything else out. It is difficult for me too, especially because I know the world building is very important. World building is one of the things that I love, along with character building, character development. World building and character development are some of my favorite things. So like if a person just says, I have a character who does this, I just want them to do this, I will be like, why are they doing that? Like, was their childhood? It's like, where did they grow up? Like, why is they doing this? Why is their favorite color that? And then some people are just like, what? I just wanted them to be like that because I just want that to be the thing. So I don't want to confuse people, but sometimes my brain runs off in a place that the person was not thinking about. So I do apologize for that. Cario says, Michael Bowden, I don't need sleep, I need answers. Cario also asks, what's a sprint? So basically a writing sprint is when we set a timer and we try to type as much as we can during that time period. Once the sprint is over, everybody reports the words that they did. So we can just, it's like a productivity sprint, writing sprint. You can report words if you're doing words, but if you're just like doing art or you're doing laundry or feeding your cat or something, you can do that too. And it's just a little moment to try to be productive. But we're not doing that right now because we're chatting. So I said I might as well just stop the sprints for a while. Gigi says Genesis 14:5-6, Anakim, where children and angels cohabited with humans. Oh yeah. I am familiar with that. Yes, I am. I guess I forgot the word. Yes, Cario says, okay, I know that. The name threw me off. Yeah, same. Cario says, I get you. I love world building. I make my main characters overpowered, but I also give them trauma to balance it. Yes. Well, trauma, characters and trauma, yes. But also, a lot of people I know who have OP characters also make them have weaknesses, so that it's not like the whole plot is destroyed Because a lot of times it's like, okay, this character can just do anything. And then now they're just like lost in the world or something. Like, oh no, how do I get it? It's like, can't you just do anything? So you have to make some kind of reason for them to not do it. Or it's just gonna break the whole plot, in my opinion. Alright, Michael has explained some things. Let's read. The original idea was human falls through a portal searching for cryptids and breeds with an angel queen, and they have a son. We follow along the sons as he is rejected by his family land and must compete in the annual tournament, but it was too long. Too long is an opinion as well. I don't know. Is this trying to be a novel or what? But I will keep reading. I legit tried forever to keep it short as possible. Oh, so are you trying to make it a short story or what? So, Uncle hates him because he's half-breed and he doesn't want to fight with his family. Interesting. Okay. Cario says, nah, no weakness, just trauma. To be fair, my story is more character growth than strength growth. Understandable. I mean, I would also need to know about your character in your story, though. Because depending on how powerful your characters are, they might not need too many weaknesses. But they might still need some weaknesses because if the plot just like... Oh. Well, why didn't they do that? I don't know. Then it's just like... To me, it's okay sometimes, but I'm just like... My brain is just gonna just be like... Michael says, I didn't want to type a long list of stuff out. Oh, yeah. No worries. Oh, you're saying it was too long? Oh, wait. So you're saying it was too long for the Twitch chat, or are you saying that it was too long for, just period? You didn't want to type all the idea out? Hey, it's Big Black Guy Reviews. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Thank you for the fall leaves and the celebration and the scripture card. Too long for the Twitch chat. No worries. If you want to join my Discord as well, there are lots of creatives there, artists and writers. And we do a lot of character development, world building, and stuff like that. If you want to join the Discord, if you have Discord. If you don't, no worries. But it is an offer. Alright. The Lord himself is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. Isaiah 12:2. Yes. Thank you so much, too. A Big Black Guy Reviews for the scripture card. How are you, by the way? Thank you so much for stopping by. I know you missed the scripture card redeem. I had disabled some of the redeems so I could, so people could donate to get them back. But I ended up bringing some of them back. Some people did donate to bring some of them back, but I just brought most of them back anyway. Cario says, I'll tell you about my story later. Michael's more important and I'm invested. Yes. Michael says, so the weakness is darkness, so they sleep in water at night. Think if these angel beings were like sort of reverse vampires. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so I'm so sorry. That's made my brain go somewhere again. Karios asks, okay, so we are half angel and we fight in the tournament, but not with our clan, so do angels take part? So angels do take part. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out, is this the story now really that the human is half angel, or are you saying you took the whole plot line out? Are you telling us what the story was before and you took that plot line out, or are you saying that is still the storyline? Because if you want to If you want to make it like the part angel thing, but you don't want the angels to be too OP, you can make the main character not have inherited all of the powers that angels have, because then it won't be too OP because he is a half breed. And that could be the reason why he's able to even compete. Oh, you took them all out. Okay. Understandable. Big Black Guy says, I'm good, just popping in to say hello and drop some liquor love. Playing some Fortnite right now. Oh, nice. I hope you enjoy the Fortnite. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I appreciate you stopping by for the lurk and the scripture card. Much success with your game. Michael says, baptism, angels, king, rejected by his people. Do you see what I mean? I mean, I don't necessarily, okay, so you are yourself, you know what you're going for. If you think that that is considered too religious, you can decide not to do that. But I honestly don't think that's considered too religious, honestly. Unless you're trying to say that you feel that it, like Harios is saying right now, like fake messiah, like are you saying that this character was supposed to be representative of Jesus or something? I don't know. You know more details than me. But also, you guys are about to be in another ad, exclamation point ads to let me know, exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. But yeah, interesting story. Alrighty. Alright. And time's up for the ads. I think you guys should be back. Welcome back. GG says, well, now there are a bunch of people distracting you, so I no longer feel bad. Yeah, that's fine. Co-host is throwing links in the chat left and right. I don't know what's going on. Karios, thank you so much for joining the server as well. Much love. Kario says, like the story I'm writing has a similar issue, but instead I leaned into the religion and adapted. Like a religious person would clearly see the impact, but it was broad enough that even if not a Christian believer, it can be followed. Michael Bolden says, yeah, he was supposed to be Jesus-like now. I am starting over, and all I got is martial arts tournament. Maybe I'll start over. Just a brand new story, period. Interesting. Well, Also, I'm absolutely an ads BRB. What? Are you in ads after they say the ads are over? That's weird. I called myself waiting until the ads were over. Karios, you're back? What? You didn't hear me reading all your stuff that I waited until I thought it told me the ads were over to read your comments, and then you said you were in ads, which was weird. But yeah, if you didn't hear them, I just basically read over your comments. That's understandable. Yeah, I would like to know more about your story. But like I said, I have a different, I might have a different view of it as well. If you're saying that, I mean, you know how you, do your stuff. You know what your story was supposed to be. And that's why I was asking, like, is it supposed to be a parallel of Bible characters? Like, is it supposed to be David and Goliath? But actually it was supposed to be Jesus. That's interesting. But yeah, if you want to start over, and all you have is karate I mean, not karate, but martial arts tournament, then much success with the starting over. I just would like to know more about everything, but now I understand why you don't know more about everything yourself, because your first draft you decided to put it aside, which is understandable. But yes, much success with any brainstorming you may do. It's fine. I started typing before ads and just sent it either way, to be fair. Understandable. So you didn't hear me read your stuff. I'm just trying to figure out. If you didn't, I can read it again. But yeah. Excuse me. Basically, what I was saying was, didn't hear a thing. Okay. Well, yes, Cario says the story I'm writing has a similar issue, but instead I leaned into the religion and adapted. Like a religious person would clearly see the impact, but it was broad enough that even a non-Christian believer can be followed. So that's why I said that's understandable. I still don't know exactly what your story is either. But, yeah, I personally, I guess I have an interesting outlook on the whole thing. And I do know that there's people who, do all kinds of different things. But yeah, I personally usually don't do like a parallel Bible character. Like, they can have similarities to Bible characters, but I usually don't like retell the story. Like, this person is supposed to be this Bible character. Also, I do know some people are like, alright, we're going to put Christianity in this, and then some people are like, we don't want to put Christianity in this because then it'll be weird, either for Christians or for non-Christians or for both or for neither. And then some people say, okay, I'm gonna make my own religion that is trying to be Christian adjacent. And all those things are interesting, and I understand why people do those things. I personally don't do those though. But yeah, every writer is different. Gigi says, first rule of martial arts tournament, don't talk about the martial arts tournament. Or has that been done? Cario says, well, that's a good rule, so only those in the know by word of mouth can get you in the tournament. Interesting. Cario says, my story is kinda, well, not complicated, but lengthy, because I world build before I made MC, and it's apparent in the fact that I still haven't settled on his ability. Understandable. But we're helping Michael right now, so next time? Yeah, maybe. Michael says, I wouldn't do the Lord justice, is what I'm saying. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to do. Do the Lord justice, as in, are you trying to do a retelling of Jesus' story? Or are you feeling like doing the retelling of Jesus' story is disrespectful? Or are you feeling like doing the retelling of Jesus' story is too bold for those who may not be Christian? Like, I don't know the end game of your story, so I really can't comment on that. I don't know why you think that it has too many biblical references in it. I don't know what the intention is, so I can't really comment on that. Me personally, I am a Christian, so my beliefs come through in everything I do, in all the art, and all the writing, and all the stuff that I do. Now, some of it might have a more blatant message, some might not, but like I said, I don't do exact duplicates of a retelling of a Bible story. Personally, that's not something I do. Another thing I don't do is a religion that is supposed to be Christianity, like representative of Christianity without saying it is. So, like, it has different gods and different stuff like that. Like, I don't do that either. I do understand when people do that. And they have their reasons for doing it. For whatever reason, either to not be disrespectful or to not be weird, to not be, you know. But I just personally don't do that. So, I have my own things that I do and don't do. And I understand why other people do and don't do things. But I just don't know why you're doing or not doing something to do with this project. So I can't fully speak on that because I don't understand what your intention is. But yeah, like if I'm doing something, I won't say, oh, this has too many Bible references in it. Like, personally, I don't think that's a problem with my stuff. Like, if there's an angel, that just means there's too many Bible references. Like, I wouldn't find that as a problem. My characters sometimes even mention scriptures and stuff like that. They pray and stuff like that. So, that personally isn't a problem for me. I know that it might be a problem for some other people, and everybody has their own reasons for why they do and don't do things. Una says, why hadn't I noticed you're streaming? Yeah, I don't know why either. I did tag everybody in the Discord, and I even mentioned in the Sprint channel that I was getting ready to stream, but it's fine. You're here now. Welcome in. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for. I was supposed to end the stream probably at 30 minutes ago, but I was late 30 minutes anyway, so I decided to keep talking because also Michael had a very interesting story and we were trying to help out. Gigi says, Michael Bolden, what one thing would help you progress? I would love to know that as well. Michael says, maybe it won't be global, more like UFC, but with ring outs like sumo. Yeah, so that's another thing though, because is it still like the world leader thing? Because if it is it just the like town leader because it's not global, it's local? Like, I still don't know the... Cario says, help! What is UFC? I know that it is fighting championship. I don't think it's universal. But it's like WWE, but WWE is funny and it is theater. UFC is serious. Actual wrestling fighters and stuff. Yes, Ultimate. Thank you, Gigi. Ultimate Fighting Championship. I believe that's what it stands for. Michael says maybe Fight Club. I mean, they handed me a bone earlier, but I'm a big dum-dum. I don't know what you mean. I don't think you're a big dum-dum. I really don't. Like I said, there's no stupid questions here. It's totally understandable. I think the problem is that we don't know enough about your story. It would be great for us to know more, but the problem is Twitch has limits of words and stuff like that, and it can be a lot to be trying to explain all this stuff. Cario says, what bone? I think I missed it too. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about either. You're saying that we helped you somehow, but then you missed it? Because I think that we also missed it. Because I think we were just throwing out random ideas and trying to figure out things, mainly about things that you probably already knew. Because you know your own story. We just didn't. So we were starting to like world build for you and stuff, which you didn't need. Gigi says, Wordy, first rule of Fight Club is one talks about Fight Club. No one talks about Fight Club. Yes, I've heard of that as well. Carios, oh yeah, Fight Club. Michael Bolden says, exactly. So yeah, like I said, I feel that we were just blabbering on because we don't know enough about your story. And we were probably doing unnecessary world building for you. So yeah, I don't know what else to say because I don't want to confuse you more and ask questions that you're not looking for the answers to. Cario says, so we about to make it an underground tournament. Gigi says, blabbering. Those are good words. Yes. We're technically saying good words, but it can be considered blabbering, especially if that's not what Michael was looking for. And I don't want to confuse people more than they were before they came, especially if they were coming to ask for assistance or help or advice. And then, I'm just, I don't know. I want to figure out what to do to help, but I can't because my brain keeps thinking about world building when that's not what you're asking about. But like I said, like I'm just very weird where when people ask for advice or something like that, I want to know the whole story before just saying, hey, how about you make this green alien thing jump up and down? And it's like, what? Because I know nothing about anything. So I'm just suggesting something out of thin air. But it would be easier to suggest something if I kind of know a little bit of backstory about at least a character, about the world, or something. But then that can also overwhelm people because sometimes I do that and then they start being like, wait, I didn't think of all this. Wait, oh no. Cario says, we call this chaotic brainstorming where there's 12 trains but 8 tracks and no brakes. Oh my goodness, no. Gigi says, what's one thing might help? Michael says, fight for cash. Simple answer. Okay. So you want it to be a fight for cash. Interesting. Now, I would still want to know who is throwing this tournament and who's giving the cash and how much cash. I know that that might be a lot to think of. But there's a difference between we're in a regular world and I just want to make a couple $100 and this is a dystopia, everybody's so poor and this one thing can help us. Like, there's a difference between that. So that's still world building though. So I'm so sorry. You guys are about to be in an ad, by the way. Exclamation point ad to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. And when the ads are over, I will read and catch up on the chat. because I think that you guys are probably in ads. Alright, some of you guys are still in the ads. Let's start a heist and then we will get back to it after the heist. About 22 seconds left in the ads. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I believe the ads are over. If you're back from the ads, welcome back. Let me know if you are back from the ads. If you are back, welcome back. I just want to make sure you're back before I start talking and catching up with the chat. Present, says Gigi. Alright, nice. Alright, here we go. Una says, and one day I'll go to therapy and explain to the therapist that I think I'm autistic because I know what Rule 1 means and pretend to follow, but deep down I can't stop wondering how do they know where and when to meet, or how do they get new members and decide who fights, etc., without talking about it. Exactly. Cario says, okay, so we win tournament and get the moolah. Michael says, the thing I need help with is, do I make it a homeless man? Maybe you need tokens to get in the tournament. Guy gets beat, leaves, and hands the homeless man a token. Interesting. Cario says, yeah, the token can act as a recommendation from someone already in a fight club. It says, how good of a fighter can a homeless man be in that environment? Yeah, that's another thing. I would want to know, like, why is he homeless? Does he have prior training? Is he see, but this is the thing, it's diverging into too much world building and character building, and I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but my brain automatically thinks of these questions. Michael says, we find out that it's a group of 8 sort of fight teams, and owners, they basically use tokens to draft picks, stacking the deck, and homeless guy kicks everyone's butt and gets to buy a home. Nice. There's the plot, and open for sequels. That is interesting. Cario says, really make it underground and let the homeless man be the lost heir from a fallen mafia family that escaped eradication. Whoa, okay. Michael says, a Mary Sue homeless man. Mr. Miyagi. So basically it's just a random homeless man that is like goody two shoes, no out of nowhere person who you just want to root for. Intriguing. Cario says, neat monies if you start mafia activities. Oh no. Carios wants it to be back to the mafia, man. Gigi says, could the fight not happen in a mech suit? Oh. Cario says, was captured again. I'm starting to think y'all using me as bait at this point. Oh no, I didn't even see the winner of the heist. Okay. Mission report, Orty Girl and Una, successful only. That means Gigi and Carios were captured. Oh no. Una says, in certain societies, anyone can get home and food if they have a good physical shape. Interesting. Depends, yes, in certain societies. But it depends. Like, is he a criminal and he wasn't able to get work? That goes back to the mafia family. And others, you get starving and malnourished and sick before getting homeless. True. I sadly live in a place where there are a lot of homeless people, and the homeless population, it's no set person. It's no set kind of demographic. There's all color people. There's all age people. There's old people. There's younger people. There's able-bodied people. There's you know, people who have disabilities and stuff like that. And everybody can be homeless, which is sad. But even I am in a situation right now where things are uncertain, and it's like I'm trying to figure out how to pay my mortgage because I want to make sure that I at least have a roof over my head. So it's a lot, and a lot of people even apply to jobs and don't get hired. But it's even harder if you used to be a criminal, or if certain things stop you from being able to work and stuff like that. So I would not doubt that there can be a homeless guy who is able to kick everybody's butt, because it depends also, once again, world building. Why is he homeless? If he's somebody like me who just because I got laid off of a job, and then I got hired at another job, and then I got laid off of that job, and I had got this house when I was working, and now I am just trying to do freelancing stuff and trying to do my entrepreneur stuff and just being a cashier on the weekends, and that's kind of not enough. So I'm not saying I can kick everybody's butt, but if I did end up homeless, I believe that I'm in somewhat good a shape. So I don't think it's unrealistic for a person of certain demographics to be able to be homeless. Some people live in a place where they don't have any homeless people, but some people live in a place where a lot of people are homeless, which is another reason why I said world building. We want to know why is this guy homeless? Is everybody homeless? Is this a dystopia? Is this what is this? I don't know. But Michael's probably so annoyed by these questions. Let's catch up. Michael says homeless guy isn't really homeless. He's actually the rich guy who throws the tournament. Oh no. Gigi says, oh no, I am in jail. Yes, you got captured in the heist. Sorry. Una says, but maybe your society sees that he is in good health but can't provide a home. Sometimes it's that they can't, but sometimes it's that they won't. Sometimes it depends. It depends on the government as well. Cario says, so he's just out here to flex, apparently. Cario says, no one knows he's the hidden boss. Yeah. And it says, now him being the hidden boss is an option, but it is the plot. It's the plot more than his backstory. Yeah. And now I don't know why co-host is doing all this weird stuff. And it says, in my context, is more a matter of that he became homeless a while ago, would not be in condition to fight. Interesting. Gigi says maybe the Fight Club could be in prison. Death row prisoners to fight. One lives and one dies. The winner gets released but struggles with guilt. The fight is against his brother. Whoa, that's a whole plot already. Cario says his parents call him naive of the world and that he was nothing without them. And he said, bet, hid his identity and joined the tournament to flex on others and one up his parents. Wildzuka says, broski. Oh my goodness, Wildzuka is here. I don't know how much you heard, but welcome in. Kairio says if he wins, his parents give him full control of the family business. Yeah, that's an interesting one. If it's like, yeah, the whole thing about how you said Karios, like, if it's like, well, you're rich because of us. All of your money and the riches come from me, your rich father. And he's like, guess what, Dad? I can do stuff on my own. Just watch me. That would be an interesting plot as well. Una says, but maybe that's not an issue in that story setting, or maybe he became homeless last week. Yes, I don't know what's wrong with co-host. Co-host is glitching out. Co-host is glitching out right now.
What took you so long?
Ah, it's Darkened Faye. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Welcome in. Darkened Faye is another writing streamer and Game of Tomes, Tome Night. So I will shout out Darkened Faye. Welcome in, and how was your stream? Open hearts and pins. Yes, it's Iluris. I think I said it right. Open hearts and pins. Nova Moonlight is here as well. Welcome in. Never mind, co-host. Co-host is glitching right now. But how are you guys, and how was your stream? And how go the words? We were doing some sprints ourselves, but then we got diverted into talking about stories, and talking about world building, and talking about character development, and then I just said, you know what, we're not doing sprints. I'm just gonna concentrate on this little conversation. Darkened Face says it was long. I was trying to make up some from when I was away. Understandable. Well, I do think that means you probably have to go and take care of yourself. So get some food, hydration, rest, bio break, whatever you need. God bless, much success, sending prayers, love, and hugs your way always. I do appreciate you stopping by, and thank you so much for the raid. Much love. Please, guys, follow Darkened Faye. Cario says, I broke myself out of prison and secured G2. Nice. Awesome. Great job, Carios. Gigi says, okay, let's be honest, I ruined the sprints. No, like I said, you're fine. This is what chaos happens on streams. And it's fine. I'm telling you, if this stream seems chaotic, you have not been to my streams before. This is one of the chillest streams that I've had in a while. Usually, people are doing redeems left and right. They're making me run downstairs, get some popsicles out of the freezer. They're calling me on that phone. They are making someone scream, singing 15 billion times. Nobody can talk because someone keeps saying stuff. And so many things happen. Sometimes people are like, okay, let's play this game and let's do this writing challenge or something, and it's like, that's kind of not what we were doing. But right now I'm actually okay with a break. I do need to get words, yes I do. I do need to do stuff, yes I do, but this is a good conversation. I feel like this is a very chill stream to me. Sometimes it's way more chaotic, I will tell you. Darkened Face says, that's probably a good idea. Yes, please do. Get the rest. Thank you. Notice is either way, what I understand was that you are deciding if your main character should be homeless or was it how he became homeless, and I misread. Yeah, I don't know. Because we were trying to ask how did he become homeless, and Michael was kind of just asking about a general thing of should he be homeless, I think. Gigi says, Carios, legend, I'm saved. A Sage is here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. How are you? Sage is another writer in my Discord as well. I am trying to get to that 90-day challenge. I did some of the things yesterday. I need to catch up on reading some people's stuff and do the other prompts. Una says, thinking it's the first case, sure. If you can be responsible on how you portray his struggle and the conditions of the story setting, allow a person to stay in good shape while homeless, yes, it sounds like a good idea. Cario says, wait, I think we scattered a bit again. Michael, what background did you decide? Because we gave like 7 different backstory. Yes, we did. Also, Una's in my server as well. Una is a writer, and Una's been working on a finicky story with some finicky characters. But Una is doing a great job of it. But I know you said sometimes the characters can be a little bit annoying, and there's this particular character that is like, and you're not telling us who it is, but I hope they're cooperating today. Gigi says, homeless man equals ex-fighter, brain injury, couldn't afford medical bills. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Sage says, I'm doing good, been busy. Lucky I'm able to catch this live stream since I don't usually catch it. Yeah, it's good to see you around. Una says, a bit. I think you're saying that they're cooperating a bit. Hopefully. Cario says, ooh, so money is for healthcare. Yeah, that would be interesting. But like I said, then it would be, the thing Una was saying is, if the homeless guy isn't fit to fight and needs healthcare, how is he able to fight? Michael says, he basically Yoda. Everyone is what I'm saying is just a rich guy who makes the reader believe him to be downtrodden. Okay. So if you really want to do this undercover boss theory, where he's really the rich guy and he's just showing off, that's an interesting one. But like, will it be like following him, or will it be like following all the different people that he's fighting against? Like, I don't know, but much success with the story. Oh, so his cover identity is a homeless guy. He's not actually homeless. Yes, says Michael. You guys might be in an ad. If you are in an ad, exclamation point ads to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you are back. Following him, but unreliable narrator, so not until way later does reader find out we actually... what? The one on top, okay. We will be following him and he will be sympathetic. It's gonna be hard to make a rich guy sympathetic these days. Oh man. Alright, let's see. Coffee Stream Bot is in the chat to let you know that if you do donate while I'm live, fun things can happen. Alright, the ad should be over in about 20 seconds. I'm yawning way too much. Alright, you guys should be back from the ads. Hopefully let us know if you're back. If you are back from the ads, welcome back. Yep, this is GG. Sage says, I just got Burger King ads, making me hungry for a Whopper. LOL. I hope you get something good to eat, Sage. And I hope everyone is back. If you are back, oh, Kairos is, Karios is still in a C4 drink ad. Interesting. We'll wait. I don't know why it's telling me the wrong thing. Okay. Well, remember, exclamation point ads if you are in an ad, exclamation point back, so let me know that you're back so I can know. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so. As Michael explained before the ads, he's basically Yoda. Everyone is what I'm saying is he's just a rich guy who makes the reader believe him to be downtrodden. Karios says, oh, so his cover identity is a homeless guy. He's not actually homeless. Michael says, yes. Karios says, following him, but unreliable narrator, so not until well later does reader find out we actually the one on top. Michael says, we will be following him, and he would be sympathetic. It's gonna be hard to make a rich guy sympathetic these days. I think someone mentioned him being thrown out of his parents' home, and I like that idea. Karios says, or other perspective would be hilarious because this random homeless guy just came out of nowhere and fixed their business. Michael says, yeah, but I'm trying to condense it down so I can have sequels and from different points of view. Karios says, I'm back. Okay, good. Luna says, is he living the homeless life to make it realistic? Because once immersed there, he would be more understanding, and the reader doesn't know he's rich. Maybe it won't be so hard to make him sympathetic. Exactly. Like, that's a good point, Una. If he is really rich, he may have been an arrogant, rich person, like a rich kid or something, as you said, getting kicked out of the parents' house. But once he actually decides to go out and try to make himself appear homeless, as Una says, he will probably encounter real homeless people and real poor people, and he will probably experience the discrimination and the mistreatment that homeless people experience by living that homeless lifestyle, and he will in turn maybe become sympathetic to them. So that is a great point, Una, as Michael says. Great point.
What took you so long?
Oh my goodness, another raid, Desdemona! Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? And how was your stream? Desdemona Rose is another writing streamer. Please do check them out. They are also a Game of Tome streamer. How are you and how was your stream? Gigi says you could call your novel Tags to Riches on police tag, but change his way due to homeless community. Interesting. But yeah, so we were doing sprints, but now we're just discussing Michael's story concepts. But yes, I will say that if it is an undercover boss and the reader is supposed to be tricked, do you want this to be a thing where the reader can figure it out? Or is this supposed to be a thing where it's gonna totally blindside the reader? Another question I would have, which I said, I know you're probably annoyed by these questions, book. I would say, is this being told in first person, second person, third person? Because that also will affect how much will be shared with the audience and how we're gonna actually hide that this guy's rich and what the end goal is. Una says, I've seen several stories of a character who has judged others from a position where he can understand them and then change when he experiences it from closer. Yes. And it's nice to see. Yes. There are a lot of people who are like, oh, and they're looking down until they are down there, and then they're like, wait, now I see. And it's bad that it takes that to make some people understand. But that's because some people are so centered on their own self that it's hard for them to sympathize with others who are in a different situation. Cario says, what about traumatized Rich with daddy issues where his parents don't care about him and he only saw him as a tool for business? They picking him up was them saying, if you're part of the family, you should be able to do it at least that much with the tournament, win the tournament. Oh yes, them kicking him out was basically telling them that he needs to go win the tournament at least. Una says, that experience from an unreliable narrator could be really interesting, even if it's not the point of the story, yes. Cario says, subtle hints, very subtle. Yes, we know all about subtlety here. But yes, that would be interesting. Una says, it might be tricky to keep the reader in the dark, but provide enough hints that it all falls into place in the right time, but it might be worth the effort. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can imagine that at the end, them saying, okay, surprise, he's rich. Now, some people will be like, wait, what? That seems like they just threw that together. But, like, if you're adding subtle hints like Una and Karios are suggesting, then, it would be like, oh, well, that's why that happened. And it will feel like it got paid off. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever you choose, much success with the story. If you do join our Discord server, we actually have places where you can make your own workshop room, and you can have a little space of your own dedicated to your own work where you can put your plots and put your art and put your writing and stuff, and people can comment on it if you like. We also have a camp going on right now, autumn camp. We are almost half through the month of November, which is crazy. And we are doing autumn camp. So a lot of people are working on their stories, and there's prompts, and there's community, and there's co-working and stuff like that to help you guys with the camp. Yes, Una says it's camp time too. Yes, it is. And the server is usually very abuzz with excitement during camp months. So if you want to join it, feel free. Sage says, autumn camp is really fun and cool. I am so glad you guys like it. We just try to make sure that there's like lots of little prompts every day, and there's just like a space for people to play and have fun and talk about their characters and talk about their worlds and brainstorm ideas like this. So if you do want to join us in the Discord, we would be happy to have you. And there's also other fun stuff in the Discord, like question of the day. We have an interactive story that people can choose what the main character does. We have daily Drabble prompts. We have all kinds of stuff in the Discord. Cario says, like, make him be misunderstood so he doesn't lie but says things that actually happened to him. Link it to neglectful parent. And let the reader misunderstand the context and say, and the other characters think he's homeless. But yeah, that could be a thing. Like, is like, yeah, I know how it is when people look down on you or something. And you would think that he's saying that because he's homeless, but actually he's secretly talking about how his family treated him. Which is an understandable thing as well. Sage says, I wonder how we are going to continue the interactive story. I'm excited to see the results in 2 days. Yes. So basically the story came to its first ending, and people didn't want to give up the story. I thought we were going to go and vote on another story, but they're like, no, we want to keep this. So I'm like, Okay, so they started making some ideas, so I said I might as well just make another poll. Who should we follow to continue the story? Because the main character kind of became where she was no longer able to participate in the thing, at least for the time being. So we have to see what happens later. Cario says, like, he casually mentioned how cold it is to sleep outside in the winter, and Reader thinks it's on the street when he was honestly just camping outside and his heater wasn't as warm as the mansion. Interesting. Michael says, I was super confused, but it wasn't by you guys. It's literally my flight of ideas and my brain overloaded. Yeah, that's what I said. I understand that, me suggesting ideas can be overwhelming, especially if that's not what you were looking for. So sorry for overwhelming you. Much success with your project. Hopefully you are able to come up with some good ideas and start writing. Is this supposed to be like a short story? I know you said you don't want it to be too long. Or is it supposed to be like a novella, a shorter novel, and you said you wanted to have sequels and stuff like that? So whatever it is, please do feel free to share when you've begun working on things. Do you have like social media or something like that where we can follow you? If you guys are in the chat, feel free to put links in the chat. Co-host will be nice if you are nice, so we can follow you on all the places and check out your work. But yes, sorry again for the overload. Sorry again for all the weird questions. My brain just does that and flies away with world building and character building. Cario says, anytime. It's pretty fun to just send all your ideas out there just as a way to declutter and straighten out your thought process. Yeah, sometimes it can be. Gigi says, Michael Bolden, just disregard all I said. I'm no writer. I was drawn to the crackling fire. No, that's okay. You know, you don't have to personally be a writer to have good ideas. Some of those ideas I've seen in the chat were some great ideas. The only thing I was like just apologizing for is the fact that I just didn't think that Michael was asking for too much, but my brain was churning and thinking of things that were not the answer to what Michael was actually asking. So I do apologize for overwhelming you. Michael says, I'm thinking a series of short stories that lead to maybe a pro wrestling event within the lore. Yeah. So it would be great if it's a short story, like you can even make an anthology where it shows, but see, this is why I was saying seeing it from the other angle would probably be good to do short stories, because we kind of will get to see the opponent's story, see why the opponent is fighting, and then get to the fight with the guy, and then the opponent gets destroyed by this homeless guy, and then we will start seeing through all the eyes of these people that the homeless guy is winning, and like the final story could be through the homeless guy eyes, but that's once again my brain churning, because I'm thinking like, how can I keep the secret of this homeless guy while being in the eyes of the homeless guy? It's possible. It's possible. It's totally possible. But it will be challenging, especially if it's going to be like multiple stories focusing on this homeless guy. But I do have a similar thing. My main character, like I was talking about earlier, Secret Agent Someone, I wrote a book about Secret Agent Someone. I was talking earlier, a person asked, was I published? Was it UGG? Yes, so the book that I have published right now is called Troubled Beginnings, and it is kind of the origin story of Secret Agent Someone Elsewood. And Someone Elsewood's whole thing is that he doesn't tell his name to anybody. He doesn't like to tell his backstory and stuff. But this is actually the origin story of him in his childhood. And one of my supporters was like, oh no, I don't want to read this book because I don't want to know his name yet. And I'm like, don't worry, I don't tell it. And then they were like, how do you not tell his name in the book where it's talking about his childhood? And I get away with not selling his name all that time. He knows his name, but it is not mentioned in the book. Another thing is that he, you guys are about to be in another ad. Oh no. Exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back, so let me know that you're back. Also mean using the lore of the event to throw in an actual pro wrestling show. Interesting. Please do tell when you write, Michael, because I absolutely want to read it. Keep us updated. Yes, I would love that. Was his name Stuart? Oh no! No, it's not. Stuart is this guy right here with the bow tie. And yes, Stuart loves someone a lot. Stuart is someone's biggest fan. Una says he's always trying to look and act like others because he's richer, but you phrase it so the reader thinks it's because he's trying to look more like them and less like a homeless man. Yeah. He's Mr. Nobody. I read about him in my textbook. So scary. AJ is laughing about Stuart. Some of you guys are about to be in an ad, though. Exclamation point ad to let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. I might, raid soon. I know I just got raided by 2 people. But I wonder... No ads yet, says GB. Just started, yep. Oh no, I don't even know if that is. Good. Let's see. Is ramen time complete? It's almost complete. Ramen time is almost complete. Alrighty, ready. I think you guys should be back from the ads. Yay, welcome back. Alright, so, yes, ramen time puzzle is almost complete. But yes, we do virtual jigsaws here as well. They are in the server as well. There's more than just that one. There were some more fall ones, but these last couple ones took a while to complete. I think people were very busy with other things. But we usually have an easy, medium, and challenge puzzle that are up at the same time. Because at first it was just one puzzle, and they kept getting completed so fast. Then I said, let's add more pieces. And then they were like, oh my goodness, it's too many pieces. And I said, you know what? These people like the puzzles. Some people like a lot of pieces. Some people like a little bit of pieces. So what I'm going to do is just have 3 ranks. Easy, medium, and challenge. Easy has less than 600 pieces. Medium has less than 900 pieces. And challenge has over 900 pieces. And then the different colorations and stuff like that will also contribute to how easy or medium or challenging it is. And then, yeah, so they still go regularly, but around this time of year anyway, a lot of people are busy. So we're almost done with most of those puzzles. And there's always going to be more getting added. There's more in the queue right now. But they have not been added yet because these weren't completed yet. Anyways, you guys are all back from the ad, so welcome back. Let's catch up. You said... I'm thinking maybe a series of short stories that lead to maybe a pro wrestling event within the lore. Think like the Crypt Keeper meets this tournament. Also mean using the lore of the event to throw an actual pro wrestling show. Interesting. Cario says, please do tell when you write, Michael, because I absolutely want to read. Keep us updated. Michael says, I just want a tournament open to multiple different people and points of view. Yes, Gigi was asking about Stuart. Stuart is the one with the bow tie there, who just so happened to appear again. Una says he's trying to look and act like others because he's richer, but you phrase it so the reader thinks it's because he's trying to look more and like them and less like a homeless man. Cario says he's Mr. Nobody. I read about him in my textbooks, talking about someone, I'm sure. Let's see. Back. Cario says, we'll never forget the nightmare puzzle I did. That was 1,500 pieces. That's a nightmare? Here's a really, really funny one. For April Fools, I made the worst puzzle that was over 9,000. It was literally over 9,000 pieces. And it was just like a gradient of a very abstract thing. And it was such bright light colors mixed around, and it was like, and it was a challenge puzzle because each puzzle piece, it was not set in the right orientation. So usually like online puzzles, you can click it and just click it. But this one, the puzzle piece might be rotated wrong. So I did this for April Fools. The puzzle was over 9,000. It was bad quality because like the picture was so big and stretched, and it was not, and it was just like an abstract big color thing. And do you know that those people on my server actually finished that puzzle? Every time I checked on it, somebody was in there working. And they took a while, but they actually finished it. And I was completely amazed. I said, guys, you know you don't have to finish this. It was literally an April Fool's joke. And they're like, we're gonna do it. And they did it. I was so surprised. But anyways, Gigi asks, where's Stuart's head? Well, if you want to see Stuart, we actually have emotes of Stuart. That's Stuart right there. Most of the people that you will see, they're just like silhouettes, or still like bust. Because I like to have, at first I wasn't like drawing them because I imagined them a certain way in my mind, and I'm not able to fully articulate how they're supposed to look. So I don't want to show people the wrong thing because I know how they're supposed to look. But I recently did do more art. I added Stuart and his friends to Art Fight, so you're able to see how I imagine they look, kind of. And then I've still left someone alone, but then I drew someone for a thing and another person's server. So I said I'm just letting myself get used to that because next Art Fight, everybody wants someone to be on there, so I'm like, fine. But I still don't think that he looks the best that I imagined him. It's very challenging to explain, but I'm weird. Cario says, I was like 6, I was crying over Hannah Montana. Wait, was it a Hannah Montana 1,500 piece puzzle? Does he have a mustache? No. So basically, he's... Okay. I understand what you're saying. These up here are eyebrows. Then his eyes are closed. He's like this, and his smile is bright. Cario says yes, it was the Hannah Montana puzzle. No. Okay. Sending hugs. But yeah, I know. Okay, so when I was little, I used to be good at puzzles. And a lot of times, even when my little brother was not able to do it, like, I was able to do it, and the, like, building the frame around it first, and then putting the pieces together. I've always been good at it, but this is a funny story. I was scared of puzzle pieces because how the puzzle piece looked, how it was shaped, was very weird. And sometimes when there's like a picture with a person on it, like Hannah Montana, and like you will see like half an eye or something is on the puzzle, and it just was scary to me. I didn't like that. Now, if a person was in the room with me, I could like put a puzzle together. But if any abrupt movement happened, I would get scared. Like if somebody like hopped on the floor or something and then the puzzle jumped, I got scared. One time when I was like sitting on the floor, we were doing puzzles in the room, and it was summertime, so it was kind of warm and clammy, and I had shorts on. So I was sitting on the floor putting the puzzle together, and the puzzle got stuck to my leg, and I was so scared. I'm just weird. I'm very weird. And I just didn't like how the puzzle pieces looked and how they were shaped, and I could just like imagine them moving weird. And I had weird dreams like that. So I didn't like puzzle pieces. Which is crazy. So yeah, that's a funny fact about me. Gigi says we're all weird in our own way. I suppose. But being afraid of puzzle pieces was just kind of weird. I will say the steel sometimes they look weird, and I do that Tangle is the best online virtual puzzle room thing that I've ever found. But sometimes with the Tangle, there is a message to... I mean, there's a function that you can press to like rearrange the pieces on the board, and one time I think I accidentally pressed it, and I just got like, ugh! I'm like, why am I jumping? I don't know. I'm very weird. But anyways, the stream, I've been streaming for about 3 hours, so let's see if there's anybody we can raid. If you guys are Tome Knights, please do feel free to bring out your words, guys. I'm gonna make someone yell at you so that you can bring out your words.
Hey, yoo-hoo! Look at me!
Bring out your words, bring out your words. Tome Knights, thank you so much for stopping by. We are probably going to raid. If you are a Tome Knight and have been writing for Game of Tomes, please do bring out your words. Karios asks, what's bring out your words? Well, if you are participating in Game of Tomes, which is what I talked about earlier, it is a writing challenge, and if you saw me earlier reporting words to my house, basically if you go in the channel points, you will see that the cheapest things on here, well, the second cheapest things on here are GOT, Sauropoda, Lapin, Mollusca, Iluris, and minor houses. So basically, if you... Gigi says, glad you asked. Yeah, because, like I said, it's not a stupid question. Everything is, all questions are great. And Game of Tomes, basically, if you are writing words, which we were doing sprints earlier, And when I was done with the sprint, I reported how many words I did to my house. So that is how the challenge goes. There are several streamers, including the 2 people I got rated by, who is Dark and Faye and Desdemona Rose. They also are Tome Knights, so if you go in their streams, you can report your words with them too. So any time during a Game of Tome event, there are Game of Tome streamers who you can report words with. And at the end of the tournament, however many people do all the words for their house, they tally up those words and see which house wrote the most words. So that is the game. But yeah, if there's no more words, I think we're clear to raid. So let's see who we shall raid today. We have more riders. We have... Let's see. Maybe we can raid JC Boom. JC Boom has a chill lobby going on where you can chill out and watch sea creatures, because JC Boom is part of House Mollusca, which is JC Boom. Gigi says word count on your document? Yes, so you don't have to write all in one document, but if you are like writing anything and you just count your words, you can use those words. But you're supposed to be like writing something creative, writing something like a story, writing something, you know, doing something creative and productive. Kario says, I heard you mentioned Game of Tomes, but I heard Game of Thrones. I thought you just liked the book. Oh yeah. So the name Game of Tomes comes from that, obviously. But it was honestly, at first, I think it stemmed from, they were trying to like do Harry Potter houses or something. So that's why there's different houses. And this used to be an event that they did like on Twitter or something, but they decided to move it over to Twitch years ago now. But anyways, you guys are about to be in another ad. Exclamation point ad, so let me know. Exclamation point back to let me know that you're back. But when you come back, we should be raiding soon. I plan on streaming again tomorrow at, I think, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is in about 12 and a half hours from now. So, hopefully I will be on time. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to check out my stuff, feel free to click the stuff. Let's see. If I do this, you can follow me everywhere by going to my website. I do need to redo the social page of the website, but you can. Also, any support is appreciated if you go to my Ko-fi, as Ko-fi Streambot has posted my Ko-fi link in the chat. But yes, after the ads, we will go ahead and raid. I think we're going to raid JC Boom, who is House Mollusca, and there's some fun sea ambiance and just a sprint lobby, so if you're just riding and stuff like that. No worries. If you're working, it's fine. Much success with work. But yeah, hopefully I will be streaming more. Let's see. This is how you can see my schedule. If you click that, you can see my schedule, and all the scheduled days are on there. Scheduled days and times for streaming. And I believe we have about 30 seconds left in the ads. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I believe we should be back from the ads. If you're back, welcome back. But sorry to bring you back just to raid. We are going to raid JC Boom. So, once again, God bless my success to every one of you. I appreciate you all stopping by. If you want to see when I'm going to stream again, please do follow the channel so that you can be notified when I go live. I do plan to go live again in about 12 hours and 30 minutes. I also plan to go live on Friday at this same time that I started, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which was about 3 and 30 minutes ago. So, God bless much success. Sending prayers, love and hugs away always. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everyone. Much love. If we are going over, we're gonna put the raid chant in the chat. Please do copy the raid chant that Handsome Co-host has put in the chat so that we can show JC Boom that Word Girl sends love. Much love to you guys. Bye.